That's on the table.
I thought Dave was telling the story. Why are you pointing that?
I guess nobody's talking to me right now.
I am a sexy beast.
I'm busy. I'm
Whenever you're ready, Dave. There's no hurry. We're just warming up here.
okay. I gotta remember my story now.
But I don't want there to be any pressure.
Okay.
But you know, actually, I think you perform pretty well under pressure.
Oh, I don't know about that. Are we recording?
Yes.
Am I on? Oh, the light doesn't tell
You're
me.
on.
I'm on
You're
camera.
on.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see. Did you hear the story about the 2 signs of old age?
No.
The first one is loss of memory, and I don't remember the other one.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I'll try to tell a story on Brother Bob here.
Okay.
When we were kids up on the homestead up there in the Sweetgrass Hills, we went down to a country school there, about 3 miles down the road from the house. And I remember one time we were all riding horses and Shetlands and half Shetlands and so forth. We were kids, you know, so all of us didn't have full-size horses. And anyway, Bob was riding this, I don't remember the name of the horse, but he was riding this horse, and one of the mares had a colt, and the colt was running alongside of the mare there, and he reached down and he was kicking the little colt in the butt with his toe. Well, the little colt decided to kick back, and it caught him right in the face. So we got to school, and I remember the teacher was saying, well, it hadn't been a good day for you so far, I guess. And then Sister Betty said, well, it wasn't too bad. He caught a rabbit and a skunk in his trap line this morning.
Betty and I had a trap line. We ran it in the wintertime. We put these on the fence posts, and we'd have old rabbit legs, and we'd nail them onto the staple. But we weren't big enough to shoot a gun yet. So when we went to kill a skunk, we got just lots of rocks around there. So we just go out there and rock him and keep rocking until we finally can hit him in the head, knock him loose. Then we hooked a piece of barbed wire on him and dragged him home and buried him in the manure pile.
Yeah, that was
Stinky upon stinky.
that was the theory about burying the skunk in the manure pile, because the manure pile never froze in the winter, you know. But he claimed that it took the smell out of the skunk away. I don't know what was worse, whether the cow manure or the skunk. Probably the skunk.
And we got a weasel. We skinned the weasel and we sent that to Montgomery Words or Sears and Roebuck, and they sent us back the money.
How much money? How much money?
10
I don't
cents.
remember, 50 cents probably, I suppose.
Groceries for me?
I don't remember how much.
I got about $5 worth of tomato juice.
But Bob was talking about not having any guns. Well, one of our older brothers, either Tom or Jim, had an old .22 rifle, and they cut the barrel off and they tried to make a pistol out of it. Well, I remember we were going down to school, riding we had a buggy at that time, and Bob and I were sitting in the back of the buggy, and Betty was driving. She was the older one, so she was in charge of the kids. So. And Bob had snuck that pistol out of the house, and he had hid back there in the back of the buggy, and he was plunk shooting, you know. And Betty said, "You got that gun back there?" And he said, "Oh no, that's somebody over the hill that shoot." As if he didn't know. But he snuck that pistol out of the house, and he had it in the back of the buggy going to school. He was plink shooting, yeah, on the way back. No, I don't have that gun.
How was her wine?
Mixes well.
Somebody had sawed it off. It was a .22. They sawed it off, so the barrel was about that long. When you looked at the end of it, the hole came out the side of the barrel.
Yeah, it wasn't even centered, you know. You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with it. I mean, the barrel, you know, it wasn't even the center anymore. I don't know whatever happened to that gun.
Well, I think that's the one I had in Grass Range, and Rob and Danny Dingle were out there, poop, 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 with something in it. Oh,
Oh,
that was Uncle Bob's old pistol. That's what that was. And it sheared lead. So I got rid of it. I was
Oh.
afraid to shoot somebody in the eye with it.
and then we lived down on the Marias River, and Bob would take my dad had a 30-30 rifle, you know. So we'd take, I think maybe we'd go deer hunting, you know, and I was kind of like the hunting dog. He'd send me in the brush, you know, a clump of brush, and I'd go in through the brush, and then he'd wait on the other side and then shoot the deer when it came out, you know.
You were supposed to flush it out, huh?
Yeah, which that worked good. But we'd only take like maybe one or two bullets, because you know in those days he didn't have money to buy a lot of ammo, you know. And, you know, you better well get something with those
Take
one
care
or
of
two
what you
bullets, you know. Which he usually did, you know. That worked out pretty good, Well, I'm trying to think of some more stories to tell.
There was one about the guy that came with the money pouch and put it on the fence and
Oh,
suckered
yeah,
you kids.
that was our Uncle Bob Muir. He used to come visit us. He lived in Augusta with the other uncle we had, Uncle Alex Muir, and then he'd work over there. Uncle Bob never got married. He was an old bachelor, an old Scotchman. Didn't drink, but he did smoke, you know. But I remember him coming over the hill with, I think he had maybe 3 horses, 2 pack horses and a saddle horse, and that's how he traveled. He'd come from Augusta up to our place up there at the homestead. Looked out the window, now there comes old Uncle Bob, you know. And he'd stay for maybe about a month. And he was quite a jokester. And he had a big mustache, and we used to laugh, and he'd like jam on his toast, you know, and he'd have jam all over his mustache when he ate it. So we thought that was kind of humorous. But, and he liked to tell stories. And then one time he gave us kids some coins, you know, like, I don't know, pennies and nickels and dimes to the kids, us kids there, you know, and he said, now take that money and put it in a brown paper bag and go out there and hang it on that barbed wire fence before you go to bed, and you go out there in the morning and there'll be a whole bunch of money in the bag. So we took our coins that he gave us and we put them in the bag and went out and hung them on the fence, you know. And then so the next morning we go out there and got our paper bags. There wasn't anything left in them. The money was gone. So we got on him. Oh, you took, oh no. And then he'd look at it and he'd close his eyes when he talked to you, you know, and look at it. Oh no, I didn't do that. And then he'd laugh and slap his leg. You know. It was just a joke, you know. So I guess the moral of the story is, you don't put your money in a brown paper bag and hang it on the barbed wire fence.
You want me as your wallpaper?